So here we are. It's been quite a struggle, but basically what I've done is I've measured the width of the receiver, which I found to be 31.96 millimeters. And so what I've done is I've scribed a center line for the, not surprisingly, the center, which is at 15.98 millimeters from the edge. So I've done that on both sides just to make sure that my scribe lines are truly in the middle. And up from the base I have a line which I've compromised on at being 20.70 millimeters, which is I'm averaging what I measured with what the Ruger diagram says. So if I'm maybe 3.3 or 0.4 mil off, I will still make my hole big enough so that the rod, which is only 5 millimeters in diameter here, that the cleaning rod can go down without a hitch and without damaging the breech every time. So now it's a question of center punching. Here's my automatic center punch. Center punching the value which I found to be here in the center. There's a lot of words with center, but that's this line here. I think I'm going to get first of all a non-automatic punch, or at least a scribe, and make the marks a little bit clearer, because I've got a feeling that I'm going to miss what I mean is the center, and then I'll come and clear that up. So here we go again, coming back with rather clearer scribe lines. I know you can see that you can see some marks on your screens which are nice and even, but for me it's not quite as visible. I don't have yes, if I come around the back I can see that rather actually better. So here, yes, I think I will do it from this side and just check that it lines up with the middle and pop it. Looks about right. I think I will measure that though before I start actually making any. Oh, it's clearer again if I come around the back. Must be a question of the lighting. I think I'll measure it again and come back. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's been quite a fiddle to try and get this center punch centered on the right position. And in fact there's been my wish for clearer lines has actually led me to put a line in this about a millimeter too far left, but my left. So anyway, I'm happy that I'm in the right place now. I'm just going to pop I would like to pop the receiver. I've got the tension too high on my punch. There we go. Yeah, very good. I'm happy with the position. And so now I'll get some fine drills. The first I'll put through here is going to be maybe 1 millimeter or something of that ilk, so that I can have a look through it and see if I'm looking down the barrel. It's just an idiot's way to make sure that the alignment is correct, but I'm quite happy that that seems to be popped in the right place. Let's give it another go, and I can increase the tension this time. Yeah, there we go. So I will do that off camera because it's going to be quite a bit of fiddling, and I'll need to make sure that the barrel is vertical, or the receiver is vertical, which is more like that. And we'll need to climb around a little bit like a monkey just to make sure that I'm coming down vertically. So anyway, there we go, that's the next bit, and see you in a sec. So that's the result. I'll need to clean it up. I've got a Q-tip stopping anything getting down the barrel, and some bits of paper, and so I will have a look. I will first of all clean this up and have a look down it to make sure I'm looking straight down the barrel, and if I am, then I will continue, of course making sure nothing can get down the barrel. And it seems to be centrally placed, which suits me. It's interesting, it's higher than the axis of the bolt stop, which I kind of didn't expect, but I think that's correct, having seen the other photographs in the photographs and drawings in the internet. And so I'll move on to the next place. I'll clean this up, have a look down it, and see what's what I can see. Okay, so see you in a second. So I've had a look through it. I've removed the bits of paper, or the bit of cloth, and the Q-tip from the barrel, from the breech, and I looked down the whole barrel and pointed this thing at a light, and lo and behold, right in the middle of the barrel, I saw a pinprick of light coming from this hole. So I'm very happy about the placement. It seems to really correspond to where I wanted it, and now I'm going to increase its size. The end diameter will be 7 millimeters. Currently this is a 2 millimeter hole, so the next one I'm going to drill will be larger, and I will keep doing that until I've got to 7 millimeters. 7 millimeters will allow me to put probably put a jag without cloth on it, or even maybe with a cloth, I don't know, but 7 will do the trick. It seems to be around the size that other people have used. Other people use 1/4 of an inch, would be about 6 and a bit millimeters. I'll go for 7, I think. In operation, of course, I've got the bolt stop here, which, as you know, I've got just looking for it, here it is, a polymer bolt stop, and that goes through here. So the bolt will come back to here, and there will be a 7 millimeter hole, but there will not be anything else happening. So that's going to be the size of going to be the name of the game. Okay, so I'm just going to do this drilling off camera, because I'm sure you've seen people drill holes before, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, I'll probably take it all the way to 6.5 or 7 millimeters, and then come back. See you later. So there we are. This is now a 7 millimeter hole, very nicely central on the central axis of the receiver, and at the height specified, or what I measured from the baseline of the receiver, which is this edge here. This is the top. These are the sides, and this is the bottom. Okay, so this is where what I use as my datum, my reference for the measurement up here. I haven't deburred this yet, and I'm not sure really how much I'm going to do of that. Inside it's pretty clean. I don't know if you can see the reflection of the pink of my finger, not quite, huh? But inside is pretty clean. And the very, very satisfying thing is, if you look down the barrel, you see exactly this hole right in the middle, which is where you want to be. So I'm happy that I found the right position. It could be that the receiver measurements are slightly different for various ages and models of 1022. I think my 1022 was made in the early 2000s. I did buy it new, but it was probably sitting around as new stock for a long time. So you may want to measure yours from scratch, as I did, just to make sure that you're going to come to the right height and measurement, and don't take it from me. But at least now you've seen how I went about it. So now I think that's one quite successful step taken. The next for me is going to be perhaps to put the Tactical Innovations rail on as a next move. I might clean the rifle, because it could use a cleaning. Probably rather boring stuff for you, so I won't have you looking at my cleaning, but if I put the rail on by Tactical Innovations, I'll bring you along for that. Okay, so see you in a minute. We'll see you later.